Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm in my my little home studio. I wanted to show you the new coilovers I've gotten for the NC1 track car. They set of Super Miata XIDA coilovers, and I just wanted to go through exactly what I purchased, the spring rates. I'm going to show you the coilovers, what they look like before I get them on the car. And this video is really just going to be a basic install of these shocks. There's not any videos on these online, so I wanted to get a video of these because a lot of people on the forums we're having a little bit of trouble installing them, so hopefully this will help anyone who is wanting to purchase these coilovers. So first off, I will say Super Miata packed these up very well. I actually used that same packaging to ship out my old coilovers, which, if you're new to the channel, was a set of Feel coilovers. So now I am into the set of Super Miata XIDAs. So you notice one has a, we call it a sleeping bag, and one doesn't. I took one off just to show you what the shock looks like, because when they get delivered, they do have the bag on them. This is the rear, this is the front. Obviously, as you can see, the front is really long, a lot of shock travel. That's exactly what's needed for these cars. So, and the rear is an inverted rear, kind of using the same style top hat concept of it, a little bit taller, more shock travel. Dual helper spring setup. Now the spring rates I went with for the racing setup through Super Miata, they do an 11 7K spring rate. Since I have Aero front and rear Aero, I went with a set of Swift 16K front springs, Swift 9K rear springs. So your dampening adjustment for the rear of the shock is going to be down here with this Allen key. When it's in the car, this will basically be facing out towards the back of the car. And for the front shock, your adjustment is here at the top, kind of like a traditional coilover. That's what you get. That's what you get in the box, is all the coilovers, the bags that are installed, which I'll put that other one back on once I get the shocks back onto the car. So I have the car up on the stands already. I'm going to start with the rear shocks first. So I'm going to set my camera over there and we'll get started. So that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Thought it was going to be a little bit more difficult. Hardest thing was really turning the bottom mount to the right kind of angle for the nub coming out of the knuckle. And then I forgot to put back on my toe strap that I use for strapping the car up on the trailer. Everything should be good. I'm going to start tightening down that 17, 12 that's going up. And this is what it looks like inside the car. So still plenty of room everywhere. And then you reuse your 14s from your original, shocks. So I'll put those up and then I'll start doing the other side. So the rears are officially done. Make sure you remove that sway bar link so the suspension can really travel down, but really no hiccups in the rear. So I'm gonna move on to the front. And before you even start, do not even try to attempt this with the sway bar link installed and the upper control arm. Make sure this thing is completely loose so you can really move the suspension around while you get this long shock in here. So I'm gonna set the camera down and we'll try to get this shock in. Okay, so this shock is on. That was actually really difficult. So again, you literally need all the top stuff removed, the control arm, upper control arm bolts, sway bar link. You need this suspension to go up and down as much as possible, and kind of forward too. So what I did is, you can see in the video, I kind of pivoted the shock down and then was able to at least get 2 studs up here so I can then hold it with the nut. Then I had to start maneuvering the suspension a little bit and get this, the lower portion of the shock, closest to the knuckle, so that way it can pivot and go back towards the middle of the car. So I hope that makes sense, but it is doable, but it was a little difficult. So also I wanted to show the clearance around the upper control arm. It is very, very close. And these are offset bushings too. So I think if you had stock control arms, I don't know if anyone's put these on a stock control arm setup with no bushings, it might not clear. So take that as you will, but yeah, that's a little difficult. The rears were cake compared to the front. So I'm gonna do the other side. I'm gonna set the camera up and not mess with it and show you how the struggle is, and then we'll go from there. Front shocks are all in and tightened down up top as well. So along with the coilover upgrade from Super Miata, I went with a set of stock RX-8 yellow dot sway bars for the front and the rear. Before, I had the white line rear bar and an NC stock front bar. So along with those bars, I'm going to be doing new Heims as well. I already had these end links, but luckily enough, I can just replace these. As you can see, these are kind of done now. So I have nice fresh ones to put on. So I'm gonna put the front sway bar on, get all that situated, and then the rear bar is already on. I just need to replace the bushings and then put the end links on, put the wheels on, we'll lower the car, we'll see what the ride height is. I also wanted to thank my buddy Joel. He works at White Line. They just released these new lug nuts that I purchased from him because my other Goodwin Racing ones in here were a little old. I wanted some fresh ones anyways, and a little bit longer ones too, so I like that. As well as the lug nuts, he was able to get me the right part numbers for the new sway bar bushings, and I got nicer saddles as well. So got that, and then I have the new bushings in the back as well. Please do not mind the gross exhaust. I'm gonna fix that. The rears are Super Pro bushings, so White Line and Super Pro are together. So yeah, if you guys need anything from White Line, hit up Joel. I'll put his at right here, and he'll be happy to take any questions or calls from you guys. After the test drive, I'm jacking the car up right now because I'm lowering the rear ride height. It's a little too much. It's really easy to raise and lower the ride height. There is a Allen key right there that is a size 4.5 millimeters, and once you loosen this, you can actually pull the helper spring down and you can rotate this left to right. Obviously going up towards the top hat is going to lower the car. So the front ride height is on the higher spec of Super Miata's race alignment, specs for an NC chassis. It's about 4 7/8 on the pinch weld. So I'll make the rear ride height about 5 millimeters rake. So it'll be a little bit taller in the rear. That's about it for this video, guys. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.